Tumor.
Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 705 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda. This episode, we promise to have minimal slapping, but it depends on Chris DeBona
Get Rob's name out of your mouth.
and Rob Rosenbaum.
I.
Yeah, no slapping.
You have to realize I don't watch the Oscars. So the only thing I knew about it was when it hit social media.
And did it ever?
And I got to see the Australian version first. Which
the uncensored one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah.
So that was good.
Those Australians were like, we don't mind a little bit of fisticuffs.
I'll just point out that traditionally the court jester had the privilege of making fun of the royalty without consequence. So that's it.
I think that's one of those things that's good in theory, but in practice, it probably ended up with a lot of dead jesters.
That's right. The history books are not filled with the names of the thousands of dead jesters.
For every coin toss to
Actually,
the
it
Witcher, there
is.
was a punch thrown at the jester. You know.
Now I actually didn't watch the Oscars either, which was.
I thought you were a big Oscar person.
Or
the movies. You care about the movies.
I
You don't care about the.
I watch all the
You don't
movies.
care about the circus.
You know,
the dancing monkeys.
I watched the ceremony every year for years and years and years, and then I had 2 years in a row where 1 year the internet went out and 1 year the power went out, so I didn't see it 2 years in a row. And then last year I was just like, meh. And this year I was like, meh. I like having the excuse to watch a crap ton of movies, half of which I enjoy, and at least half of which I would not normally watch. I would never have watched The Power of the Dog if it had not been Oscar nominated. I'm glad I watched it. It was not, a 5-star masterpiece. But
I love superhero dog movies, so I get why you wanted to watch.
For sure.
And the thing about alternative dessert pizzas, that seemed interesting.
Alternative dessert pizzas?
Licorice
pizza?
Licorice pizza.
That movie's fine. I like it enough, but I don't write home and tell you got to watch it.
Wait, you write letters, or even like an email?
I mean, if I'm gonna write home, I have to use carrier pigeon.
Where's home? The 1920s?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a time traveling carrier pigeon.
It's a time traveling carrier pigeon. Oh, it is Malda.
Finally, you understand my love for the multiverse and time travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way I can communicate with my family.
Indeed. So, what is this? I don't know what this thing is. Is this like
this is just a guy who has
he goes
Twitter
around
about fast food places.
Okay.
And he made this video where it's not completely ASMR, but it's sort of that. And you can hear him crunching on onion rings.
Ooh.
So I found this very entertaining for reasons that you all know.
Yep.
So good. Take a look at this one.
Oh, that's
Wait. Let's hear it.
The ring.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good crunchy onion ring there.
ASMR,
sure is.
baby.
ASMR is either like I love watching like the casting, the bronze casting videos.
Oh,
and
sure.
how it's made, but people making smacking noises with their mouth,
Kinda
no
gross.
way. I cannot do it.
Kind of gross.
It's my kryptonite.
Yeah, I watch regularly. There's some YouTuber, I don't even know who he is, that just restores like tools from the 40s and 50s.
Oh, Hand Tool Rescue, he's amazing.
Yeah, I could watch that, and then you're like, oh, he's gonna throw it in the hot oil bath. Yes.
Well, no, it's the Evapo Rust. It's like he's gonna put it in the Evapo Rust. Yeah. Oh, he's taking it in a sandblaster.
Oh, I
love that guy. Like, he's a national treasure. Yeah, a lot of people discovered him when he did the Fractal Vice restoration. But
he's done a lot of vices.
He's great.
None of my
Fractal Vice is
vices,
cool.
just the metal ones.
No, this one here.
But I'm bummed.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, it's just so
fun.
fun to watch because that guy can he could
And
build
he's
anything.
entertaining,
He could build anything.
Yeah, he's really skilled.
Mad skills.
Mad
I did, before we go too far, I don't know if you wanted to talk about it, but I watched the first episode of Halo. I don't know if
I did too.
I haven't seen it yet.
All right.
But
What
Have
did
at
you
if
think?
you want.
I have an opinion.
I have an opinion too, and it's that the Halo game itself was wildly derivative of everything that came before it, but in an acceptable way.
Yeah.
And I feel that this show so far feels wildly derivative of everything that came with it. And if I only had one disc to put in my Xbox, that's the game I'm going to play, I'd be fine with that. But I got a lot of stuff on the Netflix.
I think we talked about this on Friday. The thing I liked about it was I was trying to find the props from other science fiction shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I saw the
like
helmets from Starship Troopers in the back
yeah, you saw that?
of
Cool.
one scene, yeah.
Yeah, and then there was some stuff left over from The Expanse from some other
Yep.
productions. You could practically read the Canadian license plates on the trailers. In the
So
show.
Vancouver-y.
I think it was Vancouver. Yeah,
whatever.
Pinewood.
I mean, I guess I liked it.
It was
but
just dull.
yeah, not a lot
It was just
happened.
really dull, and maybe I was never a Halo stan, as the kids would say.
You don't stand for Halo.
I don't stand for Halo, so maybe I'm just like, oh, there's the thing, I don't have it.
Right.
I don't have the gene.
Oh
maybe.
yeah, he got the weapon that he unlocked in season 3. Whatever that is, yeah. I
What
don't
about
know.
you, Rose? When did you get a chance to watch it yet?
No.
Okay, I can tell you're totally motivated to,
Mhm.
and looking forward.
Well,
to
the
it.
way it sounds,
Yeah.
I have to watch it now.
It's
I
just
feel like
dull. It was
I
just
got
super
one
dull.
more episode in me, but if it doesn't do something better, it kind of reminded me of, in a weird way, The Foundation, where it looks like there was a lot of money that was put in some of it, and then it looks cheap in other parts. It's like the budget was not evenly distributed across to the production, and therefore it feels a little weird. Yeah, I don't know. So the stuff that didn't look right really kind of stuck out for me, I guess. But I'll give it one more episode, but that's probably about all that I got in me. In my house, we actually, my wife decided that she wanted to watch Atlanta because the new season is coming
good.
out. So we
Yeah.
just started over at the beginning, so
Oh,
I gotta
okay.
wait now until I get to watch season 3.
It's not the kind of show where you need to get season on season continuity, though. Just
You
for the
don't.
record.
Well, you know what? I feel like you kind of do because it takes a few episodes for you to kind of get the sense of what the tone of the show is. Because the show with with the old man in season 2, like
Whoa,
you
that
can't
was
just.
so freaky weird, man.
It's the coolest thing that has been made in years, but I don't know that like you can't just go in and like that's what you start with. You gotta work
Teddy
through
Perkins. Teddy Perkins.
You gotta work through some melancholy, some sadness.
That was a weird, genius episode.
For sure. Let's see. Elon Musk considering creating his own social media platform. Is it just me or does every billionaire do that now?
Or people who aren't even billionaires, it turns out.
It sounds like I have a delivery here, folks.
Oh, bye, Rob.
Go get it. We'll just yammer about stupid Elon Musk stuff for a few minutes. Who cares?
Well,
I mean, the thing is, when Donald Trump went and created Truth Social, it's like it looks like everyone's patting themselves on the back and nothing's happened.
But didn't Peter Thiel try to start one? And
Peter
didn't Thiel? I don't hear people talk.
I don't know.
I thought he started one, and I thought that I feel like there has been 10 of them, where a billionaire is like, I don't
starting like a YouTube's competitor like Quibi. It's like everyone's got to have one.
Even so, the cost of entry to a YouTube competitor is a lot higher than a Twitter competitor.
It is.
So I feel like they all go for the Twitter or the Reddit, the lower hanging fruit. But also because, although it's not true, I think that YouTube isn't regarded as in the same tier as social media as the Twitter and the Reddit. Those are first order. I feel like YouTube is generally second order, and
it's a video streaming site,
right? So by its
considered
nature,
a social network, even though it has more users and comments.
For sure, but by its nature,
Yeah, it's just by its nature, it's a different target.
It's 12, like anything that you see breaking on YouTube is 6 hours later, 12 hours later. Twitter is all about the 60 seconds
The
after
now,
the Oscar slap happens, and you see 12 people tweet about Will Smith, that real time thing. YouTube will do that tomorrow.
Well, it did this morning and last night.
Sure, but I mean that's so that kind of makes it feel like a different thing. But by the same token, I think if you get censored off of YouTube, that's much bigger, because the reach for that is I think pretty dang potent, and those videos can be sticky, and a tweet is ephemeral.
Yeah, it really is.
But Elon Musk, he's going to get his own network. Sure. What
is he going to call it? Muskie, old Muskie's,
Musker,
Muskie's bar. Muskie's social network.
Elongate. I don't know.
Elon Musk is giving serious thought to creating a new social media platform in a tweet on Saturday.
It just bugs me that so much of the news is billionaire thinks something out loud.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, Elon? I've given more serious thought to creating a social network than you have.
Technically, you created one 20 plus years ago.
Technically, yes. Technically, I've created a lot.
You are the social network.
I'm the OG. I've given more serious thought than this. So Elon, I guess, give me a call. I'll help you out. I'll tell you this is a bad idea. As much as I would love to see the dominant social networks taken down a peg.
SpaceX, we've talked about this before. SpaceX, pretty remarkable. Tesla, pretty neat.
But in both
company,
cases,
no one cares.
But in all of his cases, he's been the number 2 guy who usurped, right?
No. Actually, that's not completely true. Yes, for Tesla, absolutely.
I thought that was true of SpaceX too.
No, well,
he's got great ops people too.
Him hiring Shotwell, just like, don't know how he pulled it off, but she is a steely-eyed missile woman. She's great. So if he can find someone like her to run some dumb social network, maybe he's looking for you, Rob.
There you go.
Consider just reaching out to old Elon. Say,
that's right.
If you want somebody who actually understands social networks and has a free speech bent, the only guy.
I do tend to lean a little bit more towards the free speech than you can get away with in 2022.
Well, maybe that's what he wants. I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know if you stand working for Elon though, Malda.
I don't know that I stand working for anyone. There might be a reason that I haven't really been hunting too hard for a new job. We could have.
I'm wondering, was Rob's delivery coming on a pallet jack?
He was a chair. He said maybe he wants to unwrap it so he can sit on it.
The chair. Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's see. New jet suits. Jet suit paramedics? Oh no, this is much different. Is this a Rob?
This is a terrible idea.
Was this a Rob story or a you? I feel like
it's almost certainly a Rob story. Let's go to the next one. Kawasaki. I didn't put this one up.
Oh, these are both Rob stories.
These are both Rob stories.
Okay, what can you and I talk about special that that Rob won't care about?
We can. That's a good question.
Special Rob and Chris time.
Rob and Chris time in the morning. Hey, did you see Evan and Caitlin?
they got a robot platform and they're going to build a robo bed for Jube, and that's pretty exciting for me.
Jube is not going to like a moving bed.
No. Unless it's like those goldfish that we had the video of a while back with where the goldfish were steering the platform based on their position in the aquarium.
That would be fantastic. I can see Jube getting into that. Although Jube really didn't embrace the hamster wheel, it seems, from their moving video. Also, there's a maker called Modestrial Maker, and I guess he had a snowboarding accident 10 years ago, and then it caught up with him when he was at some conference, and so he ended up almost dying in the hospital.
What?
So he's like, so I haven't posted in a little while because I almost died. I had an aneurysm that came as a side effect.
Whoa.
And it burst when he was in Atlanta. So,
well, there's your problem right there. So
I know, serious business.
so 10
And,
years
and
from now,
his little project space is like 3 blocks from Fitz's house. So
oh,
I'm like, I gossip about him with Fitz. I'm like, hey, you know this guy? He's like, not really. I'm like, okay, but that's right around the corner. I'm like, okay,
sure,
so
cool.
SpaceX to discontinue Dragon capsule. Is that true?
Yeah, they made 4, or they're in the process of making the 4th. They're going to
That's
manufacture
their
some.
man-rated
Yeah,
thing, right?
but the idea here is that those 4 capsules will last long enough that by the time anybody cares, the Starship, the manned Starship, will be
I
viable.
see.
So this is just the 4 that they're going to have to do Falcon launches.
Okay.
For it seems.
And they'll just like repaint them and buff them,
Yep.
and send them back up. Do they have an ablative shield? I think they do, right? Or are they using some? I think he ended up going with an ablative shield for the reentry, right?
I don't honestly recall
For Dragon.
what theirs
Because it's always cheaper to just to slap a new piece of cast iron on there than
right.
to deal with all those plates and stuff, right? So
I imagine that it only costs $1 million to replace the bottom.
yeah, the space shuttle program was really interesting because it showed us a lot of these ideas. Sometimes just throw it out. It's
Yeah.
like you end up having to basically rebuild from scratch using the old components, testing
Right.
every component. I'm like, aren't you just building it from scratch?
Well, that's why I get so angry. Like, there's a lot of space coverage about SLS. And every time I see anything about SLS, like the hairs on my neck stand up and I get a little mad. And I'm just like, you guys, this is bad. This is bad. This is embarrassing. This is not the way. That makes me grumpy.
So it's not the way because you think that they should not have gone down the road of trying to reuse the old parts from
Well,
the space
so
shuttle
what are
launching
they
system,
estimating?
or-
$1 billion per launch, and it's
Yeah.
not even better than where
on the
Starship is
Falcon Heavy
going.
or something?
Yeah. So you're
It was.
already.
I think it was slightly better than a Falcon Heavy, but I don't know. It's not reusable for sure.
Well, it's as reusable as the space shuttle was, right? Which is it's totally reusable as long as you put it in the shop for an hour. Just like how my car is reusable because every time I go for groceries, I have to park it at the shop for 6 months.
Yeah. Honey, old world.
All right, Rob, are you sitting on the new chair yet?
No.
Oh.
Oh, it was a different delivery. Okay.
Oh.
No. This is my video unit here, not where I usually work during the day.
Oh, okay. We were just talking about the stuff, and then we were going to go to another thing, but it's really your thing.
Right. The next 2
Yeah.
are Rob stories.
There, that's a Rob
Thank
story
you.
right
I
there.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
We didn't want to talk about it without you.
No.
I know you don't care about SpaceX and shit. And you listening to Rob bitch about the SLS again, you can skip it.
Yep.
And if I've got that wrong, please let me know. But I think I know you pretty well, Mr.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, jet suits to go and get injured people. What makes more sense than that, right? I mean, and when these people get hurt, then we can
send another
people with
jet suit
transporters. No, people with transporters to go save them. And then once the transporter people get hurt, we can send Rob's time traveling carrier pigeon to go back and send a message not to go and try to get the guy off the mountain to the jet suit dude.
The thing about the jet suit guy is that the hardest part of that is the ablative surface for his landing. So he's just wearing like Converse All Stars. That's a lot cheaper than $1 million piece of cast iron.
Yeah.
So
and apparently there's some advance in the turbines themselves. Like there's a new version that just came out. Mm-hmm. I somehow got pushed this article in Chrome, where they increased the reliability or the efficiency of the man portable jets, and I'm like this is just honestly. The only way this could be funnier is if they design them with an enormous fan blade in front of them as they take off. So they can just go right in, be like the ultimate bird strike.
Like without a guard.
Without a guard. Of course not without a guard. I mean, come on, man. It's like it's like every one of these guys, I'm just like, okay, and you'll die. And now it's like wingsuits. It's like the people who want, I'm gonna go through the middle of that rock, and I'm like, nice knowing you.
The base jumping thing.
Well,
Yeah. Well,
base jumping
except
isn't
those
as
suits, you
crazy,
can actually fly for minutes. Like, I don't know what the life expectancy of or the fuel capacity of these are, but they used to be,
I
like
mean, they would get
15, 30 seconds.
no. They're much better than that. They're more
Yeah.
like 10,
But yeah,
12
minutes, not hours.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
you
mean,
know,
it comes down to how much fuel are you comfortable putting in a backpack, along with all these hot jet.
I mean,
items.
honestly, Chris, that depends. Is it my backpack or yours?
I'm comfortable carrying a lot of fuel in my backpack.
Well,
Let me just say.
the thing is, these things aren't just A, extremely hot, B, extremely unreliable, unstable, and C, they're so loud, right? So suppose you call one of these paramedics and you hear it, and like if you're on a mountain, you don't want things that are too loud, right? Because there's these avalanches, and it's just not a good idea. And also, where the hell are you going to land? These guys need real spots to land. It's like, anyway,
The thing that kind of bugs
it's a
me
little
is
iffy. It's iffy on every axis.
Yeah, I was dubious myself.
the thing is, like, how much weight can this guy carry? So, okay, EpiPens, cool. He can get you your EpiPen. But, like,
I don't think they're doing surgery with this, right? They're not, like, he isn't strapping an anesthesiologist to his leg and taking off onto the mountain
Hang
to
on,
take
Gary.
out someone's appendix or something, He's just getting to people who've fallen. That's all.
Okay, let me see. I think I've got here's a video of the guy taking off.
To our podcast listener.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So I'm muting it. Okay, so here's him taking off from a dumb, little platform. I'm gonna unmute it.
Thank
now
you.
Keep in mind, I've got 1.5 inches of glass. That's what that barrier is, and it's insulated, and so it's probably thermally broken. So it was crazy loud, right? So it was clipping out the whole time. So I'll go ahead and hit play.
And that
So,
guy
I mean,
never
it was
got more than a
cool.
foot off the ground.
I mean, it was cool. And, also it's the kind of thing where he can't enjoy a hot dog. He has to stay that weight his entire life.
Yeah.
Like he probably weighs himself and says, okay, I need to eat a hot dog. Ooh, I have to go poop. So I have exactly.
He's really good at grilling the hot dogs.
Yeah.
Not actually putting them into his mouth.
Yeah, right. But you can also, I don't know why they put this tarp down. It's like
it's to keep the Lego whale from swimming away.
Yep.
It's like a pixelated whale. I love that whale. It's such a cool sculpture. But
I was thinking Minecraft.
Yeah, it's kind of Minecrafty for sure. But yeah.
And what does the guy stand there with his hands folded protecting? Exactly.
Which guy?
In the center of the frame. Well, when you get there, when you get it
back by the whale.
Yeah. Anyway,
this guy.
That guy.
That's security.
Oh, he's just a guy.
A Flavor Flav fan? I see he's wearing a big
No,
sock.
he's got that's the logo of TED. So he's a human pylon. But you notice what he's got at his feet, right?
Fire extinguisher?
Fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Because we were pretty sure we were gonna need it.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, so jet suits still ridiculous. Not I don't think they're appropriate to be used for paramedics. Just saying. It's like,
yeah, well, I feel like it's a similar use case to when we've talked about the Amazon drone deliveries that were all the story a while back. Like, if you want to,
they're fun, they're cool.
If you want to deliver a ring or a syringe, an EpiPen, great. Some prescription meds, cool. But most of what I get delivered, I don't want to be delivered via drone because it's heavy, and I think the same thing for a paramedic.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, also look at the little things on his thighs. I guess those are like his med kit.
That's what I assumed. Yeah.
And so when he lands, he has to take all the crap off his
arms,
then bring it out.
I
and he's got this boom from the back of his head, I guess, for differential GPS.
Don't the
whatever
just fly away to home base when he lands and then he summons them? I thought that's how it worked.
That's how Iron
Yeah,
Man
that's
works.
how it works. Yeah.
This
If
ain't
not,
Tony Stark.
I'm really mad at Iron Man.
For
They lied
giving
to you.
for unrealistic expectations for individual man flight.
We wanted a Hulkbuster, and what did we get? That.
We got the Rideable
got this.
Robo-Goat.
We
Yeah.
got a robot.
So they made a robot goat that he can ride, you know, just like a real goat.
famous
Well-
famous for riding.
I mean, have they seen a goat? You know, this is more like a gazelle head with a deer front. Yeah, it's
I love that it's equipped just like nature with a big red panic button right on the side.
Well,
when you hit
and
that, the head just blows clean off.
if you watch the video, the legs actually fold up. And you see those little wheels there? You can ride it around like a little car.
That's so
Oh,
much
those?
safer.
Oh, those
Yeah.
are little mechano wheels.
Yeah, you can ride around like a little car. The legs fold up.
Well, these are really cool because depending on how you turn them, you can go sideways, forward, diagonally. I mean, they're really cool.
Yeah.
Without
You know,
actually turning them, you know? So
yeah, when on the wheels, it's just like a regular goat that you would ride.
So I would point out that when I first saw this, I thought they finally found something that you look stupider on than a Segway. You know, it's
Yeah.
like this person, I'm sure that he
Mm,
or she is a remarkable roboticist, but they look ridiculous.
it does look a little ridiculous, but I mean, if you come out like if you don't shy away from it, if you come out proud but strong, you know,
Yeah,
on
like
that thing,
a little
I think that
handlebar
says
here.
something.
Yeah.
Well, my question is, so they have the handlebars, so they have some human creature comforts. So you don't have to hold on to, I don't know, the horns or whatever the hell this is. But it doesn't look like it's a padded seat. It looks like it's
Oh,
just hard
that is
metal.
that's actually warm or cold and warm running water there through the horns.
Oh,
So
okay.
like you can get something to drink or you can
Yeah.
Like
walk
in
up.
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a real goat.
Well, that's a big design problem with the real goats is that their udders are on the bottom. This one fixes that by, you know, like having, you know, you can get tea out of one side and soda out of the other.
They've improved the natural design, Chris. You see.
They inverted it.
Oh,
But yeah, I think the best part about it is that it would be so much better on the
That's
wheels.
awesome. Thanks, Ambulance.
The wheels would just be better.
See,
Yeah. So
what's funny is, here, so this is Kawasaki, right? So
Yeah.
let me show you something else Kawasaki makes. You guys keep talking.
I never noticed there's a robot hand flipping the bird in the middle of the flowers to the right.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, that's great.
Most likely because originally the robot goat had arms, you know, just like a real goat.
Like a real
And they
goat.
decided to remove them.
Yep.
for
Inverted
aerodynamic
udders.
purposes.
So here's the thing. Here's another thing that Kawasaki makes that has wheels. Oh wait, that's
Brute
just
force.
an ATV. It has wheels.
That looks
Yeah,
pretty
but no-
exciting.
but
It
no
doesn't look like a
horns.
goat at all, though.
Nope.
Sometimes you wonder, like, was the point so that it looked like a super cool goat with freaky ass horns, and these probably go zoom, zoom, zoom. You know, kit style, right?
I hope so.
And look at the graphics. You know, they've got these like freaky graphics here. That's cool. Like someone's like, we have to make this cool. You know,
Well, yeah, the design department. It's what they do.
that's what they do. They're like, can we make it look like a pixelated deer with gazelle horns? Sure. Let's do that.
Ideally.
We need consummate fees. Consummates.
Whoa. Well, gentlemen, did anybody see anything worth watching this weekend
That's a good question.
besides the
I-
slappening?
I did.
What did you watch?
Have you guys ever watched the movie Big Man Japan?
No.
I've heard of it. Did you mention this in
Okay.
channel?
I did. It showed up as, you know, I tend to, when I'm working, tend to throw on either
kaiju.
some background podcast or some terrible monster movie that I can look up at occasionally and draw some inspiration or joy from. Right? So I hardly ever actually pay attention to them, but this so one of the suggestions on my Plex server was this movie called Big Man Japan. I knew nothing about it, so I started it, and I was kind of caught. Like I couldn't think of what I was going to write about, and so I don't even know if you should watch the trailer. I'll tell you what it's about. Well, I'll tell you what it's about, and then you can choose to or not. So,
Okay.
I knew nothing about this movie, and I start watching it, and it is about this guy who's kind of a loser. He lives alone. You get the gist. He has some sort of government job. You're not exactly sure what. Everyone in the neighborhood hates him for some reason, and it turns out he's one of the last of Japan's superheroes who fights giant monsters. And the whole movie, it's set up a little bit like if someone took the script to Troll Hunter and gave it to a Japanese screenwriter and was
And
like,
took it through Richard Linklater somehow. Yeah.
and was like, make this Japanese. I think he would get Big Man Japan because it's about this guy who once shot full of electricity turns gigantic and fight monsters for the government of Japan. About how his public image is waning. He can't get sponsors anymore. He has trouble making a living. Everyone in the neighborhood hates him because when he stops a monster, he trashes half the city. And he uses a lot of electricity, so the environmentalists are against him as well because he's polluting the planet. And it's about his life. Now the monster special effects, are not great.
It's free on YouTube.
They're very, very stylized. But the actual plot is hilarious.
Okay.
The problems this guy runs into, they have him set up in one scene where he has to crawl inside the giant blue underwear that he wears as part of his outfit once he's gigantic. But so they have him set up, but he only gets to just the very bottom of the crotch. He stands inside it, suspended in his giant underwear. It is freaking hilarious. They do a little ceremony between each time, and the camera crew is like, "Do you have to do the ceremony?" And the people there are like, "No." And it turns out his whole family,
ceremony.
his whole family had this job, and his grandfather was beloved. He was Big Man Japan #4. Everyone loved him. Made a lot of money. Had geishas all the time. Just had a great life. And this guy doesn't like his cat leaves him all the time. No one likes him. He makes 50 grand a year. Has to pay for his own supplies. And yeah,
This looks
it's
awesome.
just a very, very funny, unexpected gem.
It's free on YouTube, so
Yeah.
there's no excuse.
So it's high quality.
Yeah, oh yeah, all the best movies end up free on YouTube.
So yeah, Big Man Japan. Check
All
it
right.
out.
Wow. Okay, I will check it out.
That's on my to-do list.
Can I tell you what I finally watched? Both No Time to Die and No Way Home.
Oh man.
Yes, it's been 6 months since they came out.
Yeah, you're really catching up.
Yeah. So
I thought the
a
Bond
view
movie
into
was
my
fine.
life. What's that?
I thought the Bond movie was fine.
The best thing about it was Ana de Armas.
Yeah, she's so
in
good.
Cuba.
Yeah.
I honestly, it was almost joyful.
Yep.
The whole part
sequence
with her in it was amazing.
Yeah, that was better than the rest of the movie.
It really was. And I was like, dude, can we just watch her?
Yep.
For the rest of the movie? Because everyone else is so depressing.
Yeah.
So just like
old people phoning it in.
Not even, no, actually, I don't think that's true. But it was just the job they were asked to do was like, so we want to make the most depressing Bond movie ever. Can we do that? Yeah, let's try that.
Sweet, fun.
Because we don't want to lean into the fun. That'd be too Roger Moore of us. And it's like,
that's my frustration though with all of these things. Like you got your meter between your DC and your Marvel, right? Like super serious and super silly. Like you got that VU meter bouncing back and forth. And most movies, if you're gonna be sad, cool, lean in and be sad. But I'm not gonna have as much fun. I would rather have fun most of the time when I'm watching a movie.
So much is like, here's something that's really gonna get you down. How do you feel? You want to do that? Let's do that. And it's like, no, I kind of would, and kind of Daniel Craig's entire thing's been like, Grimcord Bond,
right? The worst programming language ever.
Yeah, I saw
Blue has just shared.
Well, and so the Spider-Man movie was fine. there was
I
some nice
enjoyed it
parts.
tremendously.
It was an enormous amount of fan service. Like
Absolutely.
they could have cut 45 minutes from that movie if they just dialed it back to like 7.
Yeah,
The
but then
fan
it wouldn't
service.
have been the movie that it was.
Yeah, I mean it was fine. Yeah, it was good. I loved Matt Murdock in it.
Great cameo.
I was and he's like, "Wow, how did you catch that?" He's like, "I'm a really good lawyer." I mean, like, Matt
Yep.
Murdock. Can I have more Matt Murdock in my life? That's all I really
I
want.
think you can.
And it was kind of like Ana de Armas, right? Maybe we could have like a crossover where like the Bond universe, Ana de Armas comes into Charlie Cox's Daredevil,
You can do that now because of the multiverse.
right? Yeah,
It's all available to you.
I think MGM is owned by Amazon though, not Disney.
Yeah, I think that there might be a legal problem.
Yeah,
But I mean, at the rate we're going, there will only be 4 companies left in the S&P 500 in the next decade or so.
well, then it would be the S&P 4.
I mean, we're almost there, right? You see the
No,
charts.
that's not really true.
The charts of individually traded companies like 20, 30 years ago, and now there's just like
there's way less.
Yeah. Because once you get into the top 100 or so, all you don't make anything anymore. You just buy the people who invented the smaller stuff and gobble, gobble, gobble. It's capitalism. See, if we're all just monopolies, it's a capitalism thing.
It's yes, the end goal of capitalism is monopolies. That's why they concentrate on breaking up monopolies, blah, 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 blah. But the thing I'd say is, yes, fewer companies are going and staying public. It's just there. I hate to say it. There's like a tax. That's the wrong word. But the idea that you have to pay a bunch of people in New York City or Chicago a fee to exist as a company. It's like, how did that happen? So it's expensive to be a public company. It's like $250,000 a quarter if you're big enough, just
Oh
for your
no!
filing.
Oh no! $250,000?
No, that's just the filing fees and stuff. I
Oh
mean, it's
no! $250,000 for companies that make hundreds of billions a year. Oh
a
no!
lot of companies don't make that much.
I know, and I
Rob.
worked for a few of them.
You worked for a bunch of them. So.
I agree with you.
And I'm not saying that I don't mind. Like it's legitimate to have reporting requirements if you're a public company,
Of course.
so you don't scam people. Absolutely, that's not what I'm saying. It's just that there's a lot of stuff to worry about.
Well, there's a difference between there's a difference between the S&P 500 and
Yes,
then
it's true.
whatever company is trading around. What is it, the FTSE 2000, the Russell 2K, something like that.
Even the Russell 2K. I mean, those are pretty big companies.
Once you're down to the bottom quartile of something like that, you're talking about
like, to be in the S&P 500, you have to have a market capitalization of 13 billion. You have to most of your shares have to be in the public's hands, meaning usually owned by institutions. At least 250,000 shares have traded in the past 6 months, so no very low thresholds.
The thing about the S&P 500 that I was trying to figure out recently, and maybe somebody knows the answer to this, but so Berkshire Hathaway owns tons of Apple, and Apple is the largest slice of the S&P. So how does that work?
How do you change from being a company in yourself, or as opposed to being a holding company?
Well, I mean, how do you weight? Because the S&P is a weighted index. So how do you weight Apple if 5% of the number, like 4 or 5 company is also just more Apple? Like, does that count? Is Apple in the index twice? It can't be, right?
Well, I mean, it is technically. So Berkshire Hathaway is number 9 of the S&P 500, and Apple is number 1.
And
so,
like 5%.
Berkshire Hathaway also owns a hunk of Microsoft, which is number 2.
Yep.
I don't know if they own any Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know what they own.
I think they probably own some Alphabet, just because everyone does. But yeah. Well, it's funny. Alphabet has 2 classes in the S&P 500.
Well, folks.
And then the first bank is JP Morgan Chase at number 10. So.
Well, that's when you start getting to the companies that I have a real problem with.
Well, I mean, they own a big hunk of the other 9,
right?
I'm sure.
And
it's like
through
their
the S&P 500
platform
has to have some sort of mechanism for accommodating for that, right? Because
no, I think they just say that's working as intended. It's like it's sort of like remember when Yahoo was worth like, I don't know, $5 billion simply because of their Yahoo Japan investments and
Mhm.
Alibaba investments. It's like, okay. And people are like, well, should they be a holding company that is no longer in the
This
S&P
isn't.
500?
I'm not. I guess I don't care if it's a holding company or not. I care that if I buy a share of a S&P 500 index stock, that Apple
Yeah.
would be being double weighted.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, this is why people love
I don't
being
think
in
it
the S&P
is.
500.
I don't think it is. I think that they have some logic to
Getting in
their
the
rules.
S&P 500 is a big deal because
I'll tell
then
you a
everyone
story when we
has
get
to
off
buy
the.
it.
I'll tell you a story when we get off the line.
Okay. Then we should get off the line.
All right.
Roseboom, do you want to say anything about the S&P 500?
No.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, let's say goodbye to Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Chris DeBona.
Yeah.
That was episode 705 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda, and I will see you on Friday. Bye.